Well, welcome to another installment of WCHA Commissioner's Corner, where I get the chance to sit down and talk with our extraordinary student athletes. And today we have fifth year forward, Marianne Picard, affectionately known as Pico. Is that right? Is that
Yeah.
what, yeah? All right. So we got Pico on board. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Absolutely. So you've had a really great career so far. Been WCHA All Academic Team, All Scholar Athlete, and part of two national championship teams, which is pretty incredible. And originally from Repentigny, Quebec. So why don't you share a little bit about your path? Where you started out in hockey, where that brought you, and how you ended up at Wisconsin.
Okay. So I started skating, I think, when I was 3. My dad played hockey. He was a big, big, big hockey fan. And then I have an older brother. He's 2 years older, and he played hockey. And so I wanted to be just like him. And so I put on the skates and then I started skating. I played boys hockey for a couple of years, then girls hockey. And then in grade 8, I decided to go to boarding school. I went to Stansted College where I was like actually able to focus more on my hockey career. And then I went to play junior hockey with the Etobicoke Junior Dolphin. And then when I was at Stansted, that's when I got recruited by Wisconsin. Um, and I remember back in the days, there was like no rule about like how early you could commit. So I toured Wisconsin when I was maybe 14. And I think I committed when I was 14, which is kind of crazy to think about. And I remember my dad, obviously I loved Wisconsin, but my dad was like, Marianne, like you don't understand how incredible it is to get an offer from Wisconsin. You have to go there. And I remember visiting during the winter and it was so cold, but I loved the coaching staff and the campus. And I mean, you've been to Wisconsin, the two lakes, and it's like it's the perfect mix between the city and outdoorsy. And I just fell in love with it. And I was so young and I didn't know what I wanted to study. So I think it was the perfect fit for me just because there's so many majors here and so many resources, like from the school perspective. And so that's why I picked Wisconsin.
Incredible. Incredible
Yeah.
to think that you made such an important life decision at 14.
I know, like it's crazy that a decision I made 10 years ago
Yeah.
brought me here. Yeah.
But you made some pretty bold steps then at young ages, right? Like deciding to go to boarding school at a young age,
Oh yeah.
deciding to leave Quebec to go to play junior hockey in
It
Ontario.
was so scary. And also, my first language is French. So both my parents were French speaking. And I knew I wanted to play college hockey. And so I knew that I had to learn English. And so I went to an English boarding school knowing zero English. The first few days, there was a lot of tears and I was scared. And obviously, it's hard to make friends when you don't speak the language. And school was really hard too. I had to really, really, really put the effort, but it was so worth it.
How quickly do you feel like, I mean, obviously it was really overwhelming at first, but how quickly did you become immersed in it and just feel like, okay, you had that grasp of the English language?
It probably took me like maybe 5 months, which is n not crazy a crazy amount of time. But when you speak it every single day and everything you do is in English, you can pick it up so quickly. And everyone was so nice as well. And obviously, I was good at hockey, which kind of helped making friends.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Your
especially in high
your
school. Yeah,
your teammates probably wanted to make you feel comfortable
yeah,
pretty
exactly.
quickly. And so I mean it's incredible like having English not being your first language and how challenging it was school wise, but you've obviously adapted really well. So you're currently doing your master's degree in biomedical engineering. Your undergrad was microbiology. You clearly are a student athlete. Those are impressive and challenging academic disciplines, just by itself. Never mind adding in being a Division 1 athlete and then also English not being your native language.
Yeah.
How have you managed all that?
It is kind of crazy to think about it that way. I guess w when you just do it, you don't realize it. But looking back of how like 10 years ago I didn't know a single word in English is crazy. I guess I just take it day by day, and it just came. And I remember I had to work so hard, especially in high school. I didn't even know what the words meant, but I remember, especially in history. I remember just memorizing the whole history book, word by word. And then when the exam came, I just rewrote basically the whole book on the exam. That's how I did it at first. And then eventually I just picked it up. Yeah.
Okay, we need to dissect that a little bit. You memorized the whole book. Like, do you have a photographic memory? Do you have an exceptional memory?
Probably.
I would say so. That's not common,
But it
Pico.
was like I didn't know what the words meant, but I just memorized how to spell them and like the context of it. And then I remember just writing all of it on the exam. And I was like, if I write the whole book, the answer's got to be somewhere. And
It's got to be somewhere. Oh, wow, that's incredible. So yeah, absolutely. You put the student and student athlete.
yeah.
But you've also had some incredible been part of incredible success at Wisconsin, two national
Hmm.
championships so far. Um, what so every college athlete dreams of winning one national title. You've won two. Reflecting on that a little bit, what did you learn about yourself personally or as an athlete pursuing and being a part of those championship teams?
Mm. The main takeaway, it wasn't that much about the winning. It was also, I mean, the year in between, we also lost in the final. And then it made me realize that I couldn't base my like happiness based on the result of one game because you work so, so hard. And in one game, you never know what can happen. Like anyone can win. One bad luck, boom, the game's over. So it kind of taught me to enjoy the process. And it's so cliche, but it's so true. Like every single day. And all the things you learn about yourself and your teammates getting there, that's what matters the most. And it's so true. Like looking back at it, I don't even remember the scores and or how many points I had every season. It was really the process and practice every day and how much fun we have. That's what I learned most. It's not about the end result itself. Obviously, it's fun to win and party, but it's not what it's all about. And
Yeah.
I can't base my happiness on whether I win the national championship or not. Like it was still a good season, even though we lost that one year, you know?
Well, that's incredible advice, and I think
Hmm.
a great attitude because success isn't always defined by a trophy, right? So
No.
obviously every year that you've been a part of has been incredibly successful as a team and individually. It's just some years you get that trophy and some years you don't.
Yeah.
Success is a big part of the Wisconsin program, which I
Mhm.
assume is, what your dad was referring to when you were 14
Yeah.
years old. He knew maybe more than you did of the caliber program that Wisconsin is. And this year, obviously, no different, right? Currently ranked number one in most polls and having a great season so far. But it's also a very unprecedented year with the Olympics and with players, leaving, coming in and out, and that's obviously impacting your team significantly.
Yeah.
How are you guys handling that, on a day-to-day basis, on a week-to-week basis? How like in the locker room, how is that being talked about?
Coach brought it up at, like early on this season, and it's really hard. I mean, we're losing, I think, like six players at least once a month. And I'm an assistant captain, and Kelly Gorbatenko was also an assistant captain. And for coach, it was important that non-national team players had letters. And I feel like when they leave, kind of me and Kelly have to step it up and kind of like fill their shoes. They're big personalities. They play big roles on the ice, and I'm really excited to see how we're gonna do playing games without them. I mean, we've practiced and we kind of have like a different lineup. So when they leave, the lines are different. Everyone has a different role. And coach kind of like taught us to embrace it. I mean, you could be a third line player, fourth line player right now, but once they leave, you're going to be third line, second line. Like you got to be ready to fill those shoes. And so it kind of it makes everyone, I don't know if it makes people kind of work harder or it kind of gives people a purpose, especially like the players that usually don't get as much ice time. They kind of know that their time is coming, and when it comes and your chance is there, you got to take it and seize it. And I think it's such an interesting year, and I'm really excited to see what we're gonna do with it.
Oh, absolutely. And
Yeah.
and that attitude, like the willingness to embrace those opportunities when they come, that's what sports are it's all about. So
Hmm.
excited to see how that plays out.
Yeah, me too.
So obviously the hockey piece is a big part of your life, but you have a full and vibrant life with school. First of all, what do you want to do with that degree? With the
I
Microbiology, biomedical engineering.
I think I want to work as a biomedical engineer. My specialty right now is tissue engineering, so like making fake organs or and I don't know if you know, but I got two ACL surgeries. And
Wow.
so I remember during that surgery, like you kind of have to put a fake ligament. And so like someone has to make that fake ligament. And I think that's what I want to do. I think tissue engineering, making organs would be my goal. Yeah.
So you had two ACLs. Was it the same knee or both knees?
Yes. How bad is that?
The
Yeah.
same knee?
Yes. One time in high school and then my freshman year of college.
Wow.
I know it. It was tough.
I knew you had a season-ending injury. Was that your first year at Wisconsin? Oh,
Yeah, first year and then junior year of high school. And that's like 2 years of no hockey. Like that's a long recovery.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Okay, so you've had some personal setbacks that have motivated you to get into
Oh
that
yeah.
field. But I also know that you're heavily involved in the Badger Gives Back initiatives,
Mm, yeah.
and which are some community service opportunities. What are some of the projects that you've worked with, and why is it important for you to participate in those?
Okay, so the bigger one is during the summer. It's Miracle League, which you've probably heard about. It's like we play baseball with kids with disabilities. I love that's every week. And then there's also sometimes on Monday mornings we go to the elementary school close by, and then we read to fifth graders or first graders, second graders, I think we read. We also do Badger Fridays. That's when we go to the children's hospital and visit them. We do food drives. At the football games too, sometimes there's like a patio for the children's hospital, and we go see them. And I think it's so important to give back, especially as athletes. People look up to us, and the school gives us so much. We're so lucky. We get gear, food, like, and the least we can do is give back to the community. And we have no idea the impact we can make on someone's life. Like, an interaction I had maybe after a game could affect someone 10 years down the road. You never know the impacts you have on people. And that's why every time that I can fit a volunteering event in my schedule, I try to go.
That's incredible.
Hmm.
Do you remember, when you were just a little girl, did you have any of those interactions, like someone that you looked up to that maybe kind of went out of their way to make you acknowledge you and that stayed with you?
Oh my God, yes. Well, I'm from Quebec, so Marie-Philippe Poulin was like my idol growing up. And I think I remember one time I went to like her hockey camp and she gave me one of her stick, or like I wore her gloves, and it changed my life. And then that's when I was like, I want to be a hockey player. And also when I visited Wisconsin when I was like 14, I remember I bought a poster and it's still in my room. And those girls in my room on the posters ended up being my teammates, which is kind of crazy. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's
yeah.
definitely a dream come true moment.
Yeah.
It's incredible. So I know you're really busy with school, with hockey, with community service, but what's something that you like to do outside of all that
Mm.
helps you decompress, keeps you just kind of resets your energy?
Oh, I'm very social. So obviously grabbing coffee with friends is my favorite. When I'm on my own, I like to do Legos. Oh, I'm obsessed with Legos. It kind of goes with the engineering brain. I
Yeah.
like to do Legos, puzzles. I can't really sit still for a movie, so I'm not a big show or movie watcher. So
Okay.
I like to do things with my hands or hang out with my friends.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love that. So you are very social, so maybe, this would be a great question for you then, but who's a Wisconsin teammate that you think the WCHA and the world should know more about and why?
Oh, you know who you should do? Lacey Eden. I feel like she has so many random hobbies. Like I'm not kidding. She water skis, snowboards. She goes to every Taylor Swift concert. Yeah, I don't know if you saw, but when we won, she jumped in the lake with her rollerblades. She has a lot of no, she has a lot of cool stories to tell. You should definitely talk to her.
Perfect. So she's got a lot of just big personality. I love to
Oh
hear that.
yeah, yeah.
So you're a fifth year, thinking about your career and thinking about hockey in general and the role it's played in your life. What is it about hockey that, brings you joy?
Oh, you know me, I'm social. It's the girls. It's
Yeah.
the community, it's the teammates. Oh, they just sometimes I don't really want sometimes you obviously like we don't want to go to the rink or you're tired, you're sore. But every time I get in the locker room and I get talking to the girls, I'm like, okay, now I'm okay now. Like I can do this. I just even on the ice, I love talking to the girls. I love cheering them on. I love seeing them succeed. Yeah, I think what brought me to hockey is the social aspect of it. I could never do an individual sport. That's so not for me. Yeah.
It'd be a different world, not having
Oh my God, yeah.
that community, that sisterhood, that family,
You could never
just
get that anywhere. Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, it's a special environment within that team. So the last thing we do is just a little quick game of this or that. You don't have to think too much. I'll give you two options, and you get the and just pick the one that fits you the best.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
Okay, so when it comes to your helmet, cage or bubble?
Cage.
I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, I feel like it would get foggy.
I know, and it's kind of like you're
Yeah.
constantly, it's high maintenance,
I
just
would
like,
hate people seeing my face. I don't think I have a pretty
ooh.
hockey face. Like I get really focused when I play.
I think that's good. Intensity is a good thing. Okay, so you're in the land of cheese in Wisconsin. So Wisconsin deep fried cheese or Canadian poutine?
Oh, I have to go with the poutine. I cannot deny my roots. I love a good poutine.
Absolutely. You're social, but so would you rather be singing karaoke in front of a large crowd or dancing in the middle of a dance circle?
Oh, dancing.
Okay,
Yeah. I'm
got
not a
some
good
moves.
singer. I like dancing.
Good. All right. What is worse, having class on Fridays or 8 a.m. on Monday?
Ooh, class on Fridays. I
Yeah.
would hate to like have to go to class on a game day. And I'm an early bird, so Monday
Okay.
8 a.m., not bad.
You're good. You're good to go.
Yeah,
All right. I know you're this one I know already because you said it, but would you rather live alone or have roommates?
roommates.
Yes, the
Yeah.
social
I live alone
being.
right now, which is kind of crazy. But
Oh,
so it's because sometimes I'm like so social during the day and I get no work done. If I have roommates, there's not nothing gets done. I just get talking. So I know myself, if I want to do homework, it's better
right.
for me to live
And
alone.
you have to get you've got a challenging course load, so you got to get dialed in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Um, would you rather be the favorite or the underdog?
Oh, underdog. There's
Interesting.
way less pressure as an underdog.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
interesting. Like coming from Wisconsin, you guys
I
are
know.
typically,
I know.
yeah, had
But the pressure of being the favorite is
it's
a lot.
real,
It's like as an underdog, it's like a win-win situation I feel like.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's tough having a
When
target
you're
on
at the
your back.
top, you have everything to lose. Yeah.
Yeah, you get everyone's best game. You get everyone wanting to knock you down. Yeah, it's a
Exactly.
challenge. But you've been able to handle that challenge, and Wisconsin has consistently. So
Yeah, I like the challenge.
yeah. Well, this was awesome. Thank you, Pico.
Thank
Appreciate the
you.
time. Looking forward to seeing you play again. I've seen you play a couple times already, but I'll be at more games in the future. And good luck to you, and good luck to the Badgers the rest of the season.